Hello. Today we are going to take a look at the game White Knight. This is a game that very recently came to my attention, and after just a bit of playing, I really enjoyed this game. Um, it is a fully black and white adventure game in a style that very much reminisces the Telltale games. In a lot of ways. It's a very story-driven game. Um, we're just gonna play through the first area to give you a good idea of what the gameplay is like and what you should expect from the game. So we're just gonna do a new game. I've played about a little more than an hour of this game already, just to make sure it was good. Are you sure you want to reset your current progress? Of course I do. Of course I do. Okay, so what we're going to do is the first area is a very easy, like, intro prologue. We're going to go through that quickly. You'll get the solution to the very...
Some nights are just pitch black, without stars, and without sleep.
Sorry, I'm not going to talk over
Dirty
this.
nights clinging to you like tar. Like this one night, back in 1938. Boston. The Great Depression tsunami was just sweeping over what was left of America. Misery, hunger, despair. Times are hard, they said. Times were worse than hard. And the bar was about to close. As far as I was concerned, this was just another intoxicated day drawing to an end. If only I knew.
So yeah, we're just going to play through the first area. There's just a simple puzzle there. It's not hard at all, and knowing the solution shouldn't take too much out of the gameplay for you, so that I can show you the second area. The second area is where we really get into the gameplay, past this prologue. This game is entirely in black and white, which I find to be incredibly an incredibly vivid art choice for this particular game. It really adds a lot. It heightens the very horror and suspense mood that the game tries to build throughout it. And so we go on the road. So this game is it's a mix of horror and noir style, which I find to be very interesting. That's not two genres that I would normally put together. But so far they've done a very good job of doing so. I'm just going to let this first cinematic play its way out so you can see what it's like. And then we'll get right into that first area.
The shock was still echoing in my bones as the image of that girl coming out of nowhere surged back in my mind. Did I hit her? Was she dead? I couldn't remember. Thoughts were spinning in my head. I hope I didn't run her over. I hope she's still alive. Then, the pain. The terrible pain on my side. And this question. Where am I?
And here we enter the game. The entire game is just using the keyboard controls, cursor to walk, not the cursor, the arrow keys to walk around, space to look at things. When you can see any icon in the upper right-hand corner, like that magnifying glass, there's something to look at. The girl on the road, the impact. I couldn't find her body. So it all begins one fateful night when we almost hit a girl and are driven off the road and injured by that. The box seems to be connected to the electric lighting of the street. There's a very crisp nature to this black and white aesthetic. I really love the vivid nature of it, how it really contrasts the difference between what you know and what you don't throughout the game. And once we get into the actual mansion itself, the Vesper Manor. Didn't ring a bell. My head was empty and painful. Once we get into the actual manor itself, it really starts to play a much bigger role, as we can create our own light. The injury is great that we've taken, but we must push onwards.
I was trying to collect my thoughts, but the intense pain was scattering them like a bunch of dead birds. My fear of being wounded changed into an obsession. Was I about to die?
Can I just say that a bunch of dead birds don't scatter very well? But I digress. Throughout the game, you'll also get newspaper clippings like these, based upon what you've gone around and done. It's pretty much the storyline of the game, pointing out the main plot points, the things that you've figured out while playing. So there's a lot of things to look at, especially in this first area. It was quite a drop. I'm going to breeze past most of what we have to look at, since I know where to find what we need. More or less, you're just becoming acquainted with the names of the game and a lot of the feel in this first area. Being as injured as I am, it will be quite important to get inside. The landlord was out, so the key might be around somewhere.
No one around. I was all alone, with my pain growing and some nausea starting up. Don't stop. Think quick. Think well. It was just an accident. It happens. The girl must have made it out alive. I had to make it out alive, too.
So we need to find a key in the very first area. We see this statue that looks as though it's been moved. Come on, dude, look at it. Go ahead. The statue is staring at me with a white and hostile stare. The statue had been moved recently. This is my key to come behind and push it out of the way. All of the puzzles in this game revolve around light. Twisted, but the dead probably kept burglars away.
I had the feeling I was about to desecrate a sanctuary, to open the door to a world I didn't belong to. But whoever lived in there, they would understand. I needed help. Anyone would understand that.
All of the puzzles are about light and the interplay between exactly like what you saw there, how that key was black, and once you've moved it, you can actually find it. Things of that nature, as well as trying to eliminate the, I'll say, the aggressive party of the game, which is these ghostly specters that we'll see throughout the game and show up fairly early.
Somewhere safe. That's all that mattered. As the doors opened, the mansion seemed to react to my presence. There was a smell, like a cornered animal. The smell of fear.
Fear.
I entered the place because I had no choice. I was praying to find a phone or some help. I didn't even bother wondering what happened to prayers when they reached the wrong door.
So here we have entered the manor, and so begins most of the game. Being inside instead of out, we have a rather limited light source, since the moon's not going to help us as much inside. Oh yeah, try the phone. Go ahead.
Hello?
Everyone always does.
I need an ambulance. Can you hear me? I need help.
And a chunk.
This cold, darkness around me. I was usually not afraid of the dark. But there, on that day, I remembered I had a matchbox somewhere in my jacket. The urge to light a match was growing with every new chill running down my spine.
So here we light a match. And this is how, at least to my knowledge, most of the game will be played. We will go around with a match, uncovering areas using our small pocket of light. Encyclopedias, the edges were hardly readable. This game's horror won't so much be in pop out and scaring kind of horror. Instead, so far, it's been very much a suspense kind of horror that we're looking at. Oh no, no, light the match. Go ahead. Personally, I think it's been a great game so far. The armchair looks comfy. I could get some rest and save progress. Let's examine the room. And most of these things can be looked at in some way, like seeing the woman with the church candle. I was wondering where God was. Let's just take that rest the game recommends.
Are you there?
And by doing that, we start to move a lot faster from what is a really slow, injured, limp to far more of a strong walk.
In my world, women didn't glow like the moon. And they didn't walk through doors either. I had to be more badly wounded than I thought.
And so our goal is to find help and ultimately get out of this mansion, which is quite a dangerous place indeed. The lights went out. I don't like that. No, locked. No matter. I needed help, and it was in here. Who's to say, Mr. Detective? Who's to say? Oh, there's no help for you in here. Meander down that great hall. And that is one of those dark specters. I haven't gotten a good look at one yet, and I doubt we're going to get a good look at one throughout the game. If I go too close to that, it's going to try to chase me down. No darkness. Yeah, like that. Go, 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 go! Yeah. So they're going to limit where we can move, and we'll have to get rid of them using electric lights, which is something we learned pretty quickly in the game. That electric lights kill these phantasmal wraiths. So far there hasn't been any sort of Quicktime events like you see in Telltale games, which I've been in most Telltale games, which I kind of relate this game to. It's a very adventure-based, um, game where it's story-driven as opposed to mechanics-driven. But there haven't been any big QuickTime events, which I think is a good thing. QuickTime events are a bit annoying. No. I assume that if you are to travel out into the dark without a light, you could be right out of luck.
Like it was reaching out from some fairy tale. The kind of stories in which kids get devoured by some witch in a dark forest. Was it real? Delusion or not, I tried not to think about it. Only a madman can think mad things.
I assume that if we travel out into the darkness without a light, that's a very dangerous thing to do. I haven't really done it yet because, my goodness, I don't want to go into the darkness in here. This place is... not a fun... Go ahead, go. It's not the most fun place to be wandering around in the darkness. Really, it's quite terrible. So we'll see just a pretty basic puzzle. Our issue is that we're holding a match, so we can't open this chest. And we're going to have to put it out in order to open the chest. However, if we put out our match, we can't actually see the chest to do anything. So we're going to have to find a way to make another light source. The most obvious one being to light a fire in here, which is as easy as just getting a couple pieces of wood and starting it up. So far the game hasn't been terribly difficult, but I don't think that's a big issue with this kind of game. It's been very atmospheric, and I haven't felt that the lack of difficulty has taken away from the game so far. Ooh, a record. Touching that disc was warm and comforting. I felt an urge to listen to it. And throughout the game we'll learn about characters who used to live here through their memoirs, like this one here. From Selena to William, excerpt number 2. In September 1934, during a concert at Redbait, we met Jim Erziger, a producer whose label, Two Roads, is becoming prominent. After the show, he tells me I have a marvelous voice and that my Norwegian accent brings something unique to our African-American jazz music. That is enough to get the attention of amateurs and curious listeners. I have to admit, Norwegian jazz singers are not that many, but I can't really believe that he would hire us. But he does. He suggests we name the band Selena and the Frozen Suns. I am to be paid for singing. Everything looks so simple. Dad used to say that anything can grow in California. I feel like a flower finding its way through the snow, but my parents are not happy for me. I think they are homesick. But I'm 22. Life is an adventure, and I don't know much about life. I know nothing of pain, for example. Everything changes. And through readings like that, we will begin to learn about the people who lived here and learn about what happened to cause this place to be inhabited by such terrible phantasms as it is. So with that, I don't want to reveal too much of the game in just a quick little look at it. It is a puzzle-based game, so anything I show you will take away from your own experience of the game potentially. So, no lights. Thank you. Light. So that's gonna be this video for now. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like the game is $15 on Steam. It's called White Knight. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing more of these in the future. I'm not necessarily going to continue this taking a look as a weekly thing ad infinitum. I'm going to do it as long as I can find a good game to look at within the week. But at least for now, I'm going to have at least 2 good games for the next couple of weeks lined up. So you can look forward to that in the future. Until then, thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Light. Thank you.